One of the most important things with athletes is that the playing surface be comfortable, safe, good footing. If it's too hard, it's abrasive and it could be detrimental to the athlete. And if it was too soft, it's tiring to run on. It has to be just the right mix. I'm Jean Prévost. I'm the proud inventor of field turf. As a jock and out of love of sport, I got into the artificial turf business trying to do something to benefit athletes. The beginning of the turf business, the AstroTurf product was most everywhere. AstroTurf was a very abrasive surface. If you slid on it, you could easily tear some skin off. And if you fell on it, a concussion was more than likely if you hit the wrong way. We did a lot of testing. I don't know how many different types of recipes, different types of densities of turf, different pile heights. If you put too much rubber, it's too soft. You put too much sand, it's too hard. And if you don't do it right, it's not the same playing surface. From that concept, I did my first soccer field. Players loved it. It was great. However, that soccer field wore out in the first season. So we changed the fibers of the turf. That made a huge difference because it didn't shred like the original did. Lab tests showed that by having sand on the bottom, a mixture of sand and rubber in the middle, and rubber on top, it gave the best shock absorbency and performance characteristics. The three-layer system that we created, it gives a certain feel similar to natural grass. When we got that was an aha moment. One of the biggest challenges was to get people to believe in football played on field turf. Nebraska coach Tom Osborne was introduced to the concept, and he flew to Maryland to see my partner John Gilman to inspect the field. Coach Osborne gets to the field, walks across the field, and he says, "So where is this field that you're talking to us about?" And John says, "You just walked across the field." Now that was a moment in history because Coach Osborne was suitably impressed, and that was the revelation that we're going into some area that's really going to change the world. After we installed the Nebraska field, then the game was on national television, sales went shooting upward almost instantly. Business grew by leaps and bounds. When you first walk on a field turf field, you can feel the cushioning. It's subtle. When you play on it, you know that you're playing on a field that is much safer than anything they've played on before, including natural grass. We really never dreamed of that it would be this big, and I'm thrilled that a little guy from Montreal could develop something like this that had an impact.